Hi, I'm CJ Altenberg with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. We've got a brand new Cimarron Stierwalt. This is a Pro Series that we have sitting behind me. So if you're in the market for maybe something a little bit smaller, maybe you don't need to get into those kind of 28, 30 footer or larger show trailers that a lot of times we inventory or you see out there on the market. Maybe you're just getting started, maybe you have one kid left, or you just don't want to drag around that big of a trailer. This is such a good setup and really well optioned trailer. So let's go ahead and take a look at the drawing. I'll show you how the trailer's laid out and show you some specs. So with it being a Stierwalt model, you're gonna have the standard 8-foot wide. It's definitely nice to have that extra width in this trailer. It's 6'4" tall. We're 25 foot on the floor. We have a 5-foot front tack with then 20 foot in the stall area. So we'll explain why we went with a 25 footer as we get into this trailer, but we'll walk you through the options on this. When you get a Cimarron, it's all aluminum construction, the best floor on the market. We'll talk more about that. 8-year structure warranty, 3-year hardware, nose to tail warranty on it, 1 year no questions asked warranty on the tires. So let's start underneath the gooseneck here. So a standard Pro Series model is going to come with a manual crank jack. This one here we upgraded to the electric over hydraulic by Equalizer. Really good setup, because now if you have equipment in this front tack room that you're going to leave in the trailer and you have equipment in the barn, when you go to unhook this, it's going to be a little bit heavier, especially on the tongue side of it. So to push a button and up and down this trailer goes, fantastic option rather than hand cranking. Maybe again you're just getting started, you got those younger, smaller juniors with you. As you're backing up underneath this, if you get underneath it, they can literally just reach up and hit the button. It's just really simple to operate. And then with this setup here, we really like it too. You have a manual override on that. So with that setup, you're gonna get an aluminum battery box with a battery in here, and then also you're gonna get a battery disconnect. What's cool about those disconnects are, we hear it time and time again of people saying, oh man, you know, we left the light on, the battery's dead, whether it's at a show, at home, something like that. And then we have to walk through the manual override setup, which that's what it's there for, but you paid for it. It's nice to be able to utilize it. So when you park this trailer, it's real simple to reach in and turn it off. And the reason why is it'll kill all power to the trailer, so you can't leave a light on and drain this battery. The other thing, when you're driving, you're going to want it on the on position, so your truck will work as a trickle charger to the battery while you are driving. Because of that extra width, your spare tire's down low. If you watch a lot of our videos on some of the narrower trailers, this tire's elevated, but when we get into these wider trailers, we have the space to have this with the larger footprint of this jack that we're looking at here. This is our wraparound style nose. So there's two different style noses that Cimarron builds. It's a VP, and then there's the wraparound. This is the wraparound. I think it's a sleek look to it. One thing that we've done is this trailer is 6'4" tall, so it is a lower profile trailer. But over the years, a standard gooseneck drop wall height has been 50 inches. This one's 53, so we cut into there a little bit. And the reason why is, you know, we want this trailer to run level and you have plenty of bed clearance. And if you're familiar in driving some of these newer trucks, they all have taller beds. So one challenge that we have is making sure we have bed clearance so we're not tearing up a bed on one of these real expensive new trucks, and we're running level on those two axles with equal weight distribution. So we've gone in and made this 53 so we can adjust that coupler, make sure our axles are running good and level on this trailer, and then have that bed clearance that we want. This one here is black sheeted, so white is standard, and then when you go up to a different color option like this with being black, there is an upcharge there. Silver metallic's a popular option, charcoal metallic. You can get into the stainless sheets if you want. It's definitely gonna add some cost there. But on this one, it really ties in well with the aluminum, with the wheels that we'll show you here in a little bit as well. Now, 5-foot front tack. We added a foot to this trailer versus the standard 24-foot model. The reason why is this ramp right here. So if you have some upright boxes, blower carts, fan carts, portable gins, anything like that, nobody wants to lift those up and into there. It's just a bit of a pain. So we wanted a side ramp going into that front tack room, and as you can see, we've got that man door on the other side of the tack. But in this instance here, we need to go from that 4 foot to a 5 foot. We need 5 foot for the proper framing and bracing for this side ramp in there. But now you've got the ability to run those items in here into this front tack room. So you can wheel them up. If we look at the partition wall, we put this airliner track here. And the reason for that is you can go on Amazon. That's the cheapest, easiest way to go in, and you can get some different hooks, some different style attachments to this airliner track, and you can set those where you want. So you can bring in your upright, you can bring in a blower cart, you can set it there, ratchet strap it down, and then it's nice and secure. You got the carpet behind it to protect. You got some nice big utility hooks. These are not your standard bridle hooks that we've taken from horse trailers and brought over. The concept is the same. They're still aluminum powder coated that we use on those. But these utility hooks that Cimarron's designed is you come with 4 hooks per set. And if you notice the depth off the wall, the height, and then the depth in between, these are built for livestock trailers. Large cords, large hoses that we're gonna take to shows, these will fit those. That's why they were designed for this model here. You have the rubber mat on the floor, carpet on the gooseneck deck and drop wall. You've got a 4-foot tube or a 4-inch tube that goes across. This will protect items from shifting back as you're traveling. If you don't want this, it's real easy to unpin, leave it in the barn somewhere. Over to the right is going to be a plexiglass tray. We'll show you the plexiglass, but that is where that plexiglass is going to live when we take it out of the air gaps. We put a light up in the nose. We put a light over this man door coming in. It's nice to have plenty of light coverage in these. These LED OptiBright lights, they're clear, they're large. We kept upgrading to these now. This is going to be standard on Cimarrons just based on availability. I mean, every once in a while we still run into a parts issue, and we'd rather still get you an LED light and get a trailer finished rather than possibly delaying it. But availability has been really good on these, and we really like this setup. And then you have your man door. We'll show you when we get to the driver's side. But that way it's nice working off of either side of this trailer, especially when you're traveling. If for some reason you have to come in here, unfortunately, maybe you have to grab some tire changing equipment, something like that, you have an issue there. Your ramp is curbside, door is on street side, so you can sneak in here rather than dropping that, so that's going to be away from traffic there. Last thing is there's a hook up here. This is a clothes rod, so you can hang some clothes, so send the kids to the trailer to get changed to go to the show ring, or just a place for them to stay when you're traveling. You're not taking up a whole bunch of space in the back seat of the truck for clothes. So then when you get to the stall side, we've got another ramp going into that. So we have a 20-foot stall area. Having this ramp, oh man, is it nice just to be able to walk cattle on and off. If you're showing off this trailer, having the 2 ramps on the same side is definitely nice if you need to get into the front tack room to grab something. And then as you come in, we have a upper tie bar and then a lower. So these go the entire length. This way you can tie a calf's head up and tie him down if you need to. If you need to tie him down to lay down, it'll be on the escape door as well. I've got that open right now, but it does continue up to this area as well. So this one here, it comes standard with no rubber mats. Rubber mats could be added at this point. It'd be really simple to add worm flooring as well, which is that permanent unpenetrable rubber mat. But again, I mentioned the best floor on the market. So what we're looking at is a 12-inch deck, an extruded piece that locks together. If you look underneath those I-beams that run across the trailer, those are your cross members. They are 4 inches apart. That is the best in the industry. So wherever you put a calf on this floor, they're standing on a support beam. So you're not going to get those pits over time where urine will collect and start corroding these trailers. So moving forward, we actually like to taper the wheel wells in here so we don't have that 90 degree. Moving forward, that will be a standard option on Stierwalts. We've just all continued to do it. It's a nice feature. Again, we want to protect animals. We don't like those 90 degrees, sharp angles, things protruding out. So that is going to be standard moving forward, but you have the tapered fender there. As you can see, we have this big stall area here. That's because up front, we've got this traveling gate. I've actually got it stored up against the partition wall. So we can have one big stall if we want, or I can break this guy loose. Stay in the middle, nice and balanced. You can run this gate back. Then you can have two stalls, which is really nice because in instances where maybe you're hauling some heifers and a bull, a pair, maybe you just want to separate somebody, it's nice to be able to manipulate. This gate will go on any upright post in the stall area. So every foot I can set it. Where we have the larger openings for like your ramp, or where we have a larger post for our wheel well, they're going to have the notches. But I've got the flexibility to set this every foot, and we run it just a couple feet off the back, so you can really manipulate the stall size all you want. As you can see, it's got a no threshold sliding gate, so nothing for the calves to have to step over. As you saw how easy it was to move, you can bed really deep in here. Other manufacturers will have their rails on the sides, and boy, you have to be exactly balanced perfectly, or those gates will want to bind up on you, and it's kind of hard to move with the shavings. This has the ability to swing off the actual roof itself, so you can manipulate. You can push it away from you, towards you, get a little bit of clearance if you are bedded really deep in here. But it's just off this upper traveling gate rail up there. So again, really, really nice to be able to set this where you want. In this instance here, if you wanted to add a second gate, you've got the ability to with it actually having the rail in here. Now, if you add the second gate, it won't store up front because we only have a storage spot for one ahead of the ramp and that escape door, but you could utilize the second one if you want. More LED lights in here. You've got them on each side of the trailer and in the top rail. So again, plenty of light coverage. Depending on where you're setting the gate, you'll have some light coverage there. You've got some two-way roof vents, so you can manipulate airflow in this stall area. And then you're gonna have that insulated roof. That is standard on every single Cimarron. Believe me, once you've had one of these trailers, it makes a world of difference. Kirk started with a 6'8" tall trailer, and then eventually we found out we could actually go at a little bit lower profile down to 6'4", because we didn't need the extra height to get the heat away from cattle because of what that roof does. 20% cooler than aluminum sheeted roof. So as we're traveling in the real hot summer months, it makes a world of difference. If you've seen us at some junior nationals, we'll have an easy up tin outside with a fan, but in the heat of the day, it's actually cooler in the trailer. So we'll take our chairs and actually sit in the trailer itself. So, but as far as this stall area goes, I mean, again, really well set up. There's obviously some options we could still look at as far as like worm flooring, anything like that for you in there as well. So as we come out, you'll see we have a 16-inch awning light. Again, more lights for you. Kind of splitting the two ramps, so you have light coverage there. You've got the button lights. Those are LED as well. Exterior tie rails, high and low. So you've got the ability to tie calves out as well. And then there's that plexiglass. So you have upper, two larger air gaps, and then you have a lower, smaller air gap. So, you know, the chest floor on a calf is their radiator. So if we can get that airflow down low to them, it's good. So that's what's nice about this lower air gap. Now, I showed you where the storage is. This is a tip that we like to give. Keep a roll of masking tape, painter's tape, and a Sharpie. Keep it up there in that tray. When you go to take out driver's side, passenger side, lowers, uppers, whatever, take them out. Upper passenger, tape it together, write it on there. Do the same for the lower, then the same for the smaller lower air gap, because we have different lengths as far as plexiglass because of the side ramp and escape door on these trailers. So if you want to save a lot of time and hassle, energy, real colorful language, do that. It'll save you a ton of time. I can put the plexiglass, if I know where all these pieces go, I can put the plexiglass back in this trailer in less than 5 minutes. If I don't know where it goes, I'll spend 20 to 30 minutes out here swapping them around, figuring out where everything goes. It's not fun. We have two 7,000-pound Dexter rubber torsion axles, electric brakes, 16-inch wheels. We did the silver with black accent. Again, it works really well with the tinted plexiglass, the black sheeting, the aluminum. Good look to it. The green tab means these are nitrogen-filled tires. PSI levels aren't going to fluctuate drastically. I mean, you know, you get into Colorado and there'll be days where we'll wake up and it's in its 30s and we'll get up to, you know, 70, 80 degrees. I mean, big temperature swings. So the nitrogen doesn't allow PSI levels to fluctuate as drastically as air. If you have to put air to these, you have a slow leak, you're fine. You're just not getting the benefits of the nitrogen. But a lot of tire shops can put nitrogen on nowadays. So you can get that addressed and fixed. So maybe you do catch a nail. Maybe it can't be patched. Maybe you have a blowout. Maybe you catch road debris. Whatever it is, the vendor that Cimarron uses, Lion's Head, you will actually have a 1-year no questions asked warranty on those tires. So just take some pictures, fill out the form, submit it to them. They'll send you a new tire. Sometimes they'll reimburse you on the expense of the tire up to what they would normally do. But it is nice to have a little bit of coverage there as well. All right, at the back of the trailer, you're gonna have your swing gate, and then we like to upgrade to this 36-inch wide slider. We have the extra width of the trailer. Let's get the hardware out of this opening. But 36 is nice because now if we're unloading, loading calves off of here, maybe we wanna butt it up against another trailer, having that wider opening is nice. Maybe you got a bred heifer, a fat steer. It's nice to have that extra width, and this definitely has it. And then you've got your traditional swing, couple more LED lights up top for load lights at the back here. And we'll actually step to the side because I'll show you this is an upgrade they've done over the last couple of years. So on this trailer, because of it having this swing gate at the back, on more of a stock trailer, this is a larger rubber bumper versus what they normally put on their horse trailers. So in those instances where we're butting up against somebody else's trailer to maybe bounce something across, and the old ones, you're gonna get into your hardware into the other trailer before you get to the rubber bumper. So that's been a feature that they've upgraded to on the back of the trailer there. Again, more exterior tie rails, high and low. So again, you can tie out on either side of this trailer if you want. Here's that escape door going into the stall area. With this trailer being 8 foot wide, you know, it has no running board. So we put fold up steps on that door and then our man door going into the front tack room. You know, just look at the distance. We've almost split it in half from ground level to the bottom frame. So as you're getting in and out of these tack rooms, it makes it a lot easier, especially if you're hauling equipment. Again, you're traveling with some, you know, younger juniors. That's a big step for anybody, let alone them. So it's nice to have the fold up step on a gas shock. Another 16-inch awning light above that door. Anything that has a key. So like our side ramps, this door, the latch here on the escape door, they all have the exact same key. So you can lock it up with just one key itself. So again, if you're just getting started or you just don't need one of those big trailers, this is a great trailer, and you can get in and out about anywhere on this one here. So I'm going to give you the stock number on it for reference. Again, it's a 2024 Cimarron Stierwalt. Stock number is 5N230227. We do take trade-ins, so if you're looking to upgrade, even downsize, we can help you out there. Financing is available, and delivery is an option. We could potentially bring this directly to you. So give us a call. Anybody on the sales team can help you out. That number is 303-684-3400. We appreciate you tuning in. Have a good day.